you. I'm just chilling, relaxing, and I wish to talk to you guys. My thumbnail, I don't know if the thumbnail is appearing, but do you need connection to become a football agent? I mean, to become, yeah, do you need connection to become a top football agent? That's what we're going to talk about. Yes. So first, to become a football agent, do you need connection? No. You need to understand your role. I'm going to give you at least 20 bullet points that we can talk about to become a football agent. But first, you need to understand your role as a football agent. So, what's the role of a football agent? And before I start, I have to talk about myself. I'm Gaucho Brian, licensed FIFA agent, representing players and also performance trainer because I studied at a university in Finland. So, sport management was my study. Or it's my study. So, normally intending to go to sport business and other things. So, that's where my network comes from by talking to people in this domain. So, yes, that's much about myself, but I'm going to say, do you need connection to become a licensed agent? To become a licensed agent, no. First, that one, you have to write an exam, which the exam is launched by FIFA. And when the exam is launched by FIFA, you have to do this. You have to register by each FA, each organization has its own, how do I say? For example, the Finnish FA, that's the Finnish Association, Football Association, has their own the amount they take for registration. The English FA has their own amount. The American FA they have their own amount. But when you register, or this registration money is just to help organize the exam. Then when you pass the exam now, you have to pay a certain amount of money to FIFA to be able to obtain the license when you can represent players. And I must say it's also actually a good feel because when you're representing top players like the next, if you want to represent maybe the next Messi, the next Neymar, the next Ronaldo, all those kind of top talent, you have to have a license because you now the industry is now regulated by FIFA that no parent represents his child anymore. I'll say that. So that's it. So let's give you 20 bullet points how to become a top agent. So let's go. Number one, understanding your role. You have to understand your role. So to understand the role of a football agent negotiates contract, find opportunities, and also protects players' interest. So the first thing, you negotiate contract with the players and also try to get them to sign for club. A football agent is not just about negotiating contract. He has a lot of things that he does. He does like let's take for example, he signs endorsement deals for a player, but most people know that football agent is to negotiate contract. But I'm going to say you have to know the rule because there are a lot of things a football agent can do, but you have to know your rule because being a football agent, you don't just sit and that you don't just talk only about contract. You talk about sponsorship deals, which many people don't talk about because you think of a sponsorship deal. You don't, if you don't have an idea of it, you don't have an idea of what a sponsorship deal is till you start to study and really know the thing. So that's why I would say normally football agent has a lot of things, but we all know them that they negotiate contracts and sign players to various clubs. And the success of a football agent also depends on a relationship with clubs and scouts and other agents. So, what does this mean here? So, your success by knowing it depends on who you know because it's an industry that you have to know people. If you know a lot of sporting directors, a lot of coaches, when those coaches move to or they have different jobs, and you present them with your player, you're going to get more options than someone who don't have those networks. So, build your reputation by knowing lots of people. That's quite important that you know a lot of people. So, um, the most interesting thing about this thing is that I'm going live with uh, not so few people, but I know at one point in time they're going to watch the video later. That's the funniest thing. So, I was when I was talking to my mentor that I'm about to start a live video, he said, "Yeah, just go live to nobody." And at one point in time, you're going to be getting people watching because you're now big also on Instagram, or you can take your Instagram followers to YouTube live. But anyways, yeah, I actually quite enjoy just talking like this, and maybe say myself, it's quite still okay. That is because I enjoy maybe say my pretty face or whatsoever. But anyway, let's go ahead. The next thing I will look, I'm also looking at the bullet points that I can explain to you much better, so that I try to follow and give you all the points. The next thing is the importance of networking in football industry. As we spoke, football is a relationship business, so you have to have very huge network, and you have to be very smart and knowing how to communicate with people. And a lot of people don't know how to network. A lot of people, when networking, they are like, okay, mm, yeah, I will just send a message and I can just wait. If they reply, they don't reply. And the message always goes by, hello, my name is ta 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 ta, or my name is Brian. I'm a football agent, or I'm a football player. I'm good player, and I'm trying to look for trials in your team. If you have a way, you can. If you have a way to, if you're looking for a player in my position, contact me. That's so. In that way, when we talk of network, you haven't even built any relationship. You just meet someone the first time and you send him. You're already sending your proposal. 99% out of those people see those messages, but they're never going to respond. I'll tell you that. When you write someone for networking, because this is what I learned from a mentor, when you write someone for, and you're trying to network to maybe to be an agent or to be a player, most of the time you have to know what that person is doing. If you're a player, you're trying to, or if you're an agent trying to get a player, your player to sign for a club, most of the time you have to know what that player is doing. I mean, what the club is doing, because if they're playing a 4-3-3 system, you don't know and have any idea, and you just send this kind of message, a coach is never going to reply. So if you start by like this and say, hi, you see the team, let's take for example, you're speaking to a coach. I see, hi, my name is Brian, and I see the team is playing quite well, and the team is a 4-3-3 system. Uh, I'm impressed I was really impressed how you both scored the last goal in the last game, and a lot of assists from the left winger, how he dribbled past people and he slotted it home. So I really like the way your playing style is, and I hope to keep watching you guys in the future. Cheers. And that what you have done there is that you have tapped into him, you have triggered him, you have given him a message, but talking only about him, because everybody wants you to talk about them. You haven't said anything about yourself. So you see, this is how you go. So normally nine out of most people out of them don't reply to that message and say thanks or whatsoever. There you start to build up from there. But you have to know how to build relationship. You have to know how to start the conversation, which is very difficult for most people when they're dealing into this business of agent player work. It's a relationship thing that the person has to feel you trust. The person don't have to see you panicking, or I mean, the person don't have to feel you are in need of rushing, or always you're trying to rush the thing. If not, the person is not going to reply. So that's quite one thing that I would say. As an agent, this is how you have to network. You have to channel this to the sporting directors. When you're contacting the sporting director or contacting a player, try to know what the player is also doing. Try to know if that, be interested more. Don't even be interested of just signing the player. Because normally because I'm an agent, normally when I talk to players, because this thing is there are thousands of players on earth, and there are thousands of football clubs, but it's how you break into them. Because if you have, let me say, the connection, if you know how to break into them, you're always going to have the opportunity. Just be patient and keep learning how to do it. Don't be in a haste, because and when you're always in a haste, you speak to 1-2 persons, you're not going to do anything again, because you're going to be discouraged. But if you know that you're going to that if you know that you know your thing, it's just a matter of time. I'm going to give an example on this live call. It's like I have a lot of followers on Instagram and on YouTube, and I'm starting. I have no doubt that my the YouTube channel, because I provide value, is going to come it's going to come up huge at one point in time. So fast, I keep providing the real value. The same like I have a LinkedIn. When I started on LinkedIn, it was just a matter of consistency, and now it's picking up because why I provide value to people and people are contacting me. Because if you don't contact me or do whatsoever, you miss, because actually the value I try to provide real time value. What I mean by this is I am trying to do it real, more real than like helping someone real. Let's take for example, if someone contacts me, hey, can you do me a training plan for whatsoever? You contact that person and you chat, you say, okay, this is this. You give it real because it's your passion, it's something that you like, not just for the cameras. So same like as coming back to the YouTube, it's just a matter of time because I try to provide you guys with a lot of values and a lot of people are going to ask for the services. But anyway, jumping back to the topic, I just want to get this to be just natural and having also much fun as much as I'm trying to give you guys topics. I mean, or as much as I'm trying to talk to you guys in front of no view on the camera, but I still enjoy it like that because I'm also giving you guys, teaching myself, then also learning from others above. Okay, let's go back into the topic. That was a little bit of out, uh, that's out of the main topic. So let's drop back into it. So as I said, this is a relationship business. You have to always talk to, you have to always know how to contact and communicate with sporting directors. It's very important. And then the next thing we're going to look at here is uh, knowing club directors, scouts, coaches opens the door for your clients. Okay, yes, knowing, that's what I said. Knowing sporting directors and knowing what they want is very important. Knowing the kind of sporting director they are is very important for you, and also it's going to help you develop a lot of things, networking, and a lot of skill set. Like not skill set, a lot of, how do I say it, a lot of connections. Because when you know the sporting director, he can link you up also with other friends, for example. And when the first thing is, I would say, build your network because the players are always many. The more connection you have, of course, to get good player also is rare. The more connection you have, I'll give an example. The more connection you have, you can travel to places and get players and go to academies and see those players. And in those players, because you have a lot of connection, they are going to come because they believe you're going to get them to good places. So work on your networking. Every day, be on LinkedIn, try to, as an agent, be on LinkedIn, try to speak to people, do a lot of talking, and when you talk to them, try to travel to their offices to see. It's like this summer, I have a summer project that I have to work to a lot of professional clubs in Finland. Yet try to talk to them and give see what they are doing actually. I've been speaking to a couple of youths, but I would like to see what they are doing actually in training session to see what is their game, what is their plan. If I'm bringing player, can the player fit into their style? Because you also, as much as you want to bring a player, you want also the player to be at the right club, so that, because if you bring a player at the wrong club, after 1 year the player is off at the books, you start also looking for a team for that player. But if you bring a player at the right club, he excels more. So I always like to look and know at what the club is doing so that I can bring a player at the right club. Okay, the next is, do you need connections to start? That was the main topic. The main topic, do you need connections to start? You don't need any connection, but of course connection makes it more easier, but you can work yourself from grassroots level to elite agent. Every agent who started, George Mendes, he ran as I always say, he ran in a nightclub. George Mendes he was never a super agent that as he managed. Now he was the manager of Ronaldo for over a long time, but he was never a super agent. If you read about him, he ran a nightclub. But after some time, when he met his first client, who was Nuno Esperanto Santo, Nuno actually took him to, he signed Nuno as a goalkeeper for Deportivo de la Corona, who was a team in La Liga Spain. When he signed him back then, and Nuno became the goalkeeper, and Nuno, what happened with George Mendes, and Nuno introduced him to other people, and George Mendes, who is now a super agent as they call him, worked his way up. So you see, starting with your first client, it starts always from grassroots. Same like any industry, start from grassroots level and it goes to the elite level. So even when you're at that low level, always know that you can start with one person, because when you're meeting, let's take for example, as an agent, know that you're never going to sign a Ronaldo at your beginning, but you can sign the next Ronaldo who is very talented and bring it to an academy. What it takes to sign the next Ronaldo is that you have to go to watch games. You have to go to watch academic games playing. If the under 16, you're in a country, if the under 16 is playing, go out, fucking go out of your house, or go out of your house. I don't want to use those words on my listen because that's not part of me. I'm not America. So go out of your house and go watch those games. When you watch those games, you can start to get in contact with that player. If you haven't learned networking, I'm going to give you some one of few tips. You start appreciating, oh, good game. Just give a high five. Hope I see you next game again. Next game, you're coming to watch the same player. Nice play you did there. So do you live around? Try to know the player more. And one point in time, you can give now, you can come maybe day 3, day 4, you can say, okay, how did you see your game today? Was it nice? Yes, I'm so happy that you're playing like this. Did you come with your parents? And you start talking with the player. When the player gets used to you, at one point in time, he's going to just get used to you, and he's going to be motivated himself to, he's going to be motivated to play more because he thinks he even has a fan just in training session. From there now you can say, okay, I've been watching you for some time. Yeah, I'm an agent. Also, it's almost like I was scouting you to see how you play, your intensity, everything. I think I quite like you. Can we speak to your parents? You have parents or everything. That's how you start from there. That's a top talent. And when you bring that talent to your industry, you make sure that you invest in him. When you're there always for him, watching him, the thing you do is when you have such player and you have connection, if you take him to a club and that club signs him, you're having an elite talent on your hand. Because he's elite, he's going to boast you. Also, he's going to boost your level. So that's why I said it's very important that you know how to do the job. Most agents, the mistake they make is you see a player just come, you see a player, you see a player who's already playing at an elite level, and you take your phone, you send him a message, hello, I'm a football agent, I just got my license, and yes, if you need contract, if you need to negotiate contract, I can look for you a club. Normally that player has already been signing maybe 3 or 4 deals with other agents, so he knows that this kind of agent who approaches like this, maybe they don't have anything. You haven't seen him, you haven't invested in him, you have just gone online, done your seen that maybe this is a player who's playing at a level. If I talk to him while he signs, my name is just going to be big. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to invest into your networking. So that's the first option that I said. If you're starting, go to grassroots. There are a lot of talents, even in your hometowns and everywhere. You always know that there are a lot of talents everywhere on the road. I mean, in teams. Last time I was speaking to a player, and he told me the player is from Morocco, and actually he told me he has been searching for an agent. He hasn't seen an agent, and he want me to manage him. I said, okay. The first thing I asked him is, uh, do you play with a team? He said no. I said, why are you searching for an agent if you don't play with a team? He said most of the time the teams here, they neglect him. He's better than most of the players, but they don't play in but they don't choose him. And I told the player, look, I have to be honest with you. If you don't have a team, no one is going to sign you, even an agent, because first the agent has to watch you play. So the best advice I'll give you is go out of your house and start searching for a team. You don't need to be searching for an agent if you don't have a team. When you're playing football regularly and you are starting to get fit, you do your videos, and when you have those things kept as a player, kept, let's say, already arranged, when you start contacting agents, the first thing agents always ask to you is, uh, do you have highlight videos and probably a transfer market? When you bring all those things, the agent actually already knows that, good, that this guy is somehow serious. Even if it's not good, the agent is going to tell you that, okay, I see your skills, but the video is not good. But you can try to do it like this, do it like this. So that's very, very important. That's very, very important for you. So those are the important things that you as a player you have to do. You have to do to keep an agent searching for you, or keep an agent working with you. So let's continue again with the agent stuff. So as I said, you don't need any experience. You don't need no experience. You don't need any experience. Start from grassroots level and start working your way up as an agent. You don't need any experience for that. So start scouting the young players. If you see 15, 16 years old, go with them and talk to them. It's very important. You can build your connection through those strategic plan over time. And the next thing we'll be saying how to build football industry connections. Okay, to build your connection as an agent or even as a player, to build your connection, let's talk, because we're mostly talking about agent, let's talk to build your connection, attend games, tournaments, attend industry events. When you attend games, it's like if the under 15 of a top team is playing, you are there watching the under 15. The kids always come there with their parents, try to observe if the player can play elite level. Look at his mentality. When you're scouting this, you approach the parents at one point in time when you're getting used to also the environment. So, but first you have to leave the house to attend those places. Yeah, so attend games, attend tournament, attend events. There you can go on Google, search what are the events that are happening, or if you don't want to even put yourself that far, just attend games, most of the games. And as I'll tell you, in any local team, no matter how local that team is, there must be a kid that has some talent to play football that needs someone to help him. So you can start with that kid. That's the normal. That's the basic normal thing. Okay, and let's see what is the next. What do we have here? Okay. How to build a football industry connection. Yeah, we spoke about that. Okay, and the next, engage with coaches, club staffs, and other agents. Yes, we spoke about that also. Okay, number 5, utilize social media and networking. Yes, to utilize social media and networking. Social media is a big part of today's industry. So if you are, like for example, a player trying to get an agent, you can do that. So, but I'm talking more about agents. So for agent, when you want to get to players, same as this advice also go to players. The first thing you have to do when you work with LinkedIn, LinkedIn is a professional platform that I will always recommend it because most of the people there, they are not posting a lot of videos there that people show their pictures, how pretty or whatsoever handsome they are. It's more of professional things that happen in there. So try to always go to your LinkedIn, create your LinkedIn page, you're a football agent, start to write things about football agents and just be posting. People are going to start checking you out and everything like that. Just start from basics. And I'll tell you, if you're consistent about that, you're going to see a player contact you at one point in time. But you have to keep consistent just to say every day. If you post a video or what, you don't need to post every day probably because it's going to be too hard for people. But you have to update people on your LinkedIn profile that this is what you're doing if you want to get more clients. So, and then with that couple of you always going to watch games, you can always yes, grow from there. So platforms like LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter help connect you with players and clubs, of course, but I would say LinkedIn is the number one. So also next is engage. Also, when you're also on those platforms, you can engage with football content to build your credibility. For example, if a top football agent is always posting there, because on LinkedIn you have a lot of professionals. If a top football agent is always writing something, always make sure you comment a useful comment on his post that can help you also check out, because once you're commenting on people, the other people watching that top elite player, they're going to say, who is this? Sometimes people go to read, most of the time people read people's comment. Like for example, when I go to an elite person, an elite agent's post, most of the time I try to read the comments to hear what people are saying. And once I hear, I also try to say, okay, this person here is actually talking sense. And then I try to click on his name and say, who is this even? So if I see it, then when you check now, if you see that that person has been posting a lot and you enjoy one or two of his content, you just hurriedly subscribe to that person. That's how it goes. And at one point in time, you can connect with the person and say, hey, I've seen what you're doing. You're doing good stuff. I would like to join and let's do something. So that's it also. So, and let's see next. Let's see. Next, that's utilizing social media And the other one, number 6, is working with lower league players first. Okay, as a beginner, as I said, work with lower league players first because you don't have the option of going quite high. If you go quite high, you're not going to get many options. So if you start like developing your networking from grassroots level, because those people, they are also looking for opportunity. You are also looking for the opportunity to grow. So it's a marriage made in heaven. People can grow from there. So because he's having talent and you have the license, it's easy for him to trust you and it's easy for you to trust him. So when you people connect, you can use that opportunity now to carry it now to a top club and say, okay, I have this agent of my hand. Then it can help you. But when you as an agent, you just pop up and you are trying to maybe say you want to sign a big player. That big player doesn't he doesn't believe in you because he doesn't see you have the connection. Most big players, they try to go for the big names. So let's take, for example, a starting agent. There's no way you're walking in and let's say you are trying to sign, uh, let's say, a Cristiano Ronaldo at his prime playing. No, Ronaldo won't be going for you. He will be going for a George Mendes, except you're his relative or whatsoever. He will be going for those top uh, agents, except the Ronaldos of this world knows that, okay, this guy is my relative and he's an agent. I can give him that as a to help him also his career. But if you are doing this not to a relative, and the top agent will hardly really believe you, the top agent will be more like, no, I have to look for, I mean, the top player will say, the top players, I have to look for an elite agent that can help me sign for Manchester United, Real Madrid, or whatsoever. So you see how it goes. When those people are elite there, they don't need beginners agent. So you also have to work your way through. Although there's also different situations that the way you manage, like the story I was actually when I was Ozzy's agent, because actually it's quite a friend where friend of mine now, we always speak, the former agent of Mesut Ozil. So he used to say the way he signed Mesut Ozil was he was at the university and he used to just he was more doing contract laws, I mean sport law, and when he was studying, but because he was always advising people on sport and a lot of those things, and actually he was helping the family of Ozils to advise them on contract situation and everything. And at one point in time, they said, "But you're advising us on this. Why don't you just be the agent?" They got rid of the old agent and they gave him the job, and he did the job for he was managing Ozil, but he came like that because he said he was doing already something with the family, because he said they used to ring him from time to time and said, if this thing is happening like that, how do we tackle this with this agent? If this is happening, how do we go about it? So he will advise them based on that, okay, do like this to be able to talk to this agent, do like this. So at one point in time, they said, okay, if you can know all this advice, why don't you just be the agent of Ozil? And he was kind of like, I'm not really too sure what all those kind of things. But at one point in time, they clicked and he started managing Ozil when he was still a university student. So those kind of cases are rare because he was already in the family doing something of sort of you being a student managing a top player. Of course, those things can still happen as well. But most of the top players, I would say they go for the elite agent. So you being or aspiring to be an elite agent, start same as George Mendes started. Start working your way up. Also, do your stuff. It's going to help you. Try to improve on that. It's going to also really help you. And then the next we're going to be talking about is let's see, helping them move up to build trust connection. We have spoken about that. Getting a FIFA agent license. Yeah, we have spoken about that. And partnering with established agents. Okay, partnering with established agents. This is when you are to get experience. If you want to, for example, when you're a new agent, because you don't know how the industry work, you don't know how the market work, you don't know how the transfer work, they always say most of the time, the best way is to learn from those who have been experienced, which is quite right. That if you are getting your license and an agency, if you can get a way to sign with an agency, that's the perfect thing, because you learn actually by seeing or by doing the things that the more experienced people already know. So you're just going to learn. It's almost like learning from a mentor. It's easy than you trying to find your way always, because always finding your way takes time. But if you're learning from an experienced person, it's actually going to help you. Let's take, for example, if you were to sign for as an agent for Josh Mendes in agency, it's already well structured that it's going to help you already know how the industry work. You're going to know how the transfer market work, the values of players and everything. You're not going to be you're not going to yes, you're going to know how all those things work. So you're not just going to be someone that's starting from square zero. Whereas when you're alone, you have to start work your own way up and build trust. So I must say, yes, it's a good way if you can learn from industry experts. It's a good way. So anyways, so let's see how the next one goes. Leveraging football academies. So also, as we said, football academies, they're full of young talents. That's another option. I hope you guys, when you listen this, you try to take notes and just start to do that. So football academies also they have a lot of young players that if that the agents, the parents don't actually know what to do. They just take their parents there. I mean, they just take their kids there and the kids play football and they are saying, hopefully at one point in time, the kid is going to blow up and he's going to show up. So you being an agent, if you have a network or if you know what you're doing, you can approach the player at one point in time after going to football academies a lot. So football academies also are a big thing for agents. A big thing for agents that if you want to improve your networking, you can also visit academies because from there you have the chance of signing players. So yes, that's it. And let's see another point. Why also there at football academies you can connect with academic coaches. You can do a lot of things. So it's not just you can network because having coaches is always a big thing. It's always a good thing also. The importance of recommendation. So when you network, you also get recommendation. Players you sign can introduce you to teammates. This I think I already touched of this on the part of, like, for example, George Mendes, how when he signed Nuno Espirito Santos from for the Deportivo de la Coruña, he was getting recommendation because he did that deal. And when you do a deal, players often talk, who's your agent? Who did your deal? This person, this guy helped me and he did the deal well. They linked up, they connect you up, soon you're going up. So a recommendation is also a very big part as long as you start doing the deals. Okay, word of mouth referrals build your client trust. Okay, yes, of course, that's the same. For example, if you do a deal for someone and it's good, he can recommend you just when they are having conversation during training that I have a very good agent. I love that guy. And I can't wait to just sign a lot of years with him. And if that other player, he didn't have an agent, but that he just signed with a club, he said, then can you introduce me to him? Let's see how he do my deals. From there, you have already another client on your hands. So those are the important things. So, and then let's see, attending football conferences and seminars. A lot of you guys, I don't know if you even know that conferences and seminars exist as agents, but attending football conferences and seminars actually are a lot of where you also get a lot of information, and you get a lot of information about what happens on the football world, and there you meet a lot of people because those who attend conferences and seminars, you have scouts, sporting directors, a lot of people in that very building that they are powerful people in football, a lot of CEOs and whatsoever. So there where you go, it can help you also build your network and you get contact of people and you start building relationship with them. I remember listening to a story online where there's this lady who was talking that she was trying to work at football, and she started searching for all volunteer jobs, and she said when she went to when she got a volunteer job to be at Chelsea. I mean, to go and do something for Chelsea. So when she went there, she didn't know that a lot of big people will be there. So she looked for other. The only thing they told her was to come and be a ticket. To come and give tickets for the people entering for the entrance. So when she came and was given the ticket, it was break time that she needed to go and take a coffee. So when she went, standing there to get her coffee, there was this man standing behind that was also a talker of the event, but the guy had a badge, but she didn't know who that person was because the badge also probably must have turned upside down. So she said, okay, the guy was in front and she was behind, and she was in front, the guy was behind. So she just told the guy, I think you take green tea because I think that tea is quite good. And then the guy said, okay, nice. Then they started a conversation from there. She was saying that I'm here at the event because I just came for a volunteer job. It's quite nice to be seeing people around and just to give tickets. So the guy also was saying, well, that's quite also nice. It's also good to network and learn things. And then when they were having this conversation, the lady, the guy said, well, I am the managing director of Brighton. And she was shocked that this is a Premier League club managing director in this place. And from there, they shared contact and she got a job after that, as she said. So, but that just thought, that is just like what I'm just trying to say here in a nutshell is when you're building a relationship, you never know who is who. Try to go out to communicate because it's going to help you. Those kind of stuff is going to always help you. And the next we're going to look at is meeting decision makers in person, speed up relationship and building. Yes, of course. For example, if you're communicating with someone on LinkedIn and you people speak, and then the person is, if you're communicating with someone on LinkedIn and then you speak, the person is almost like, okay, let's try to have a meeting and let's meet. Depending on how your communication goes, when you meet that person, you meet that person face to face, it's very helpful than just sitting online and talking. The reason why it's so helpful is because all the time, when you meet someone face to face, that person sees you. He knows you're not a robot. Due to this world, the way the world is, it quite helps a lot. So you have to be know that the number one building ways to build relationship is face to face. So as an agent, if you want to be a lot of a relationship to speed it up, if you are contacting sporting directors, don't contact them, but try to also see them face to face. I'll give an example of myself. I used to sit on this table and when I'll be talking to a lot of people, chatting with them. But the moment I started traveling, also that okay, I'm going to see this football club in this place and also speak to them. A lot of time I got a lot of contact with the people that when I'll come back, I'll say, hi, it was nice just talking to you guys and seeing, it was refreshing to see you guys do different things in trainings. I really enjoyed myself the training, but most of all, I kind of learned one or few things that I think I can even tell people about. And I'll say, will you guys just mind me coming around? I say, no, you can always come around. It was nice also to see you that someone was interested in the training sessions. And from there, we build relationship. And most of the time when their training session, the person just sends me, the coach just sends me a message that, we are training today. We would like to come around. And I'll be coming there. I will be among the professionals who talk and all those things. But that is because I had to take the first step to go there. So this is how you can build also your relationship. Take your first step, go to that place that you want to build a relationship. If it is a quite far place, it's understandable. You have to have income to go there. Start with the local places, the local clubs. Start to travel there just to watch their trainings. If you're interested in signing 16-year-olds for your agency, yes, just go to where they are always playing and watch them, and you're going to get a lot of yes when you know how to network. Because when you watch someone and the person see you face to face, when you keep coming there regular, the person get used to you. The person don't see you like someone hiding behind the keyboard, because you don't know if that person exists or not. So that's one thing I would say, one positive I would say. If you are taking out of this video, always try to go to places. And next thing I will say, okay, let's what is the next thing? Scouting as a way to get noticed. So scouting are the ways to get noticed. So identify. Let's see, just hold on. Okay, so identify undiscovered talents and try to work with them. It's almost same thing I spoke also about that. Gets to know young players who are not ruining the limelight because they are still also looking for those opportunities. to go, to get to the highest level. So the more you scout them, the more you speak to them, the more they become better, the more they become better. So that's quite important. So, and then the next is club appreciate agent who bring quality players. Well, of course, everyone knows that if you bring a quality player, clubs they will appreciate you. So that's quite important for that. And the next is understanding football club structures. Very, very important. Before you want to take a player to certain level, you have to understand the structure. You have to understand the structure of the football club, what they are what they are looking for, and what is happening. You have to always understand that. So let's take for example, if you are trying to sign a player. I'll give an example. You are trying to sign a player for the elite side. For an elite team, you have to understand how that team plays. Is it offensive fullbacks or is it defensive fullback? You have to really know the structure, what is the transfer market, what's the transfer policy. So I'll give you guys this. So when you're trying to talk to a sporting director, let me give you an example. Take your time. If you know the sporting director has been there for 3 years or whatsoever, take your time and try to learn about that guy's philosophy. Go through his previous clubs and see what are the transfer they have been doing. Analyze those things. Let's take, for example, if I was to talk to a sporting director of who is a sporting, let me take, for example, I'm in Finland now, and let's say the elite team, you have Hoiko, Koops, or other teams. Or let me say even a team in Malmo. If I want to talk to Malmo, first, who is the sporting director of Malmo? I check online and say, okay, the sporting director is Mr. This. What are his previous jobs? I want to see also what are his previous jobs, because there's a lot of details going to inside this, but most of you guys think networking is just easy. But I'm trying to give you guys a plan how I try to get in contact with people, and when I communicate with them, people feel like maybe it's because I'm working hard a lot. No, it's because I already know the face of network. This is how it goes. So let's take, for example, and look at the sporting director. What's his previous job? His previous job, he worked at this team. He worked at this team. So what were his signing that he brought? Let's say if he brought 5 players during that time, or you look for at the transfer of that team within that time, you go look, you keep it, because it means the sporting director must have been involved in that transfer. His next club, you look also this, the sporting director must have been involved in this. So within those periods, let's say if you take a 2 to 3 years period and sum it up, if he brought 2 right backs in the teams that he has been to, or in the various teams, you discover that when you look at those 2 right backs, they should have something similar. The profile, you try to see the profile. What kind of profile is he looking? You keep it. The next left back or central back, whatever positions that he has been signing, you try to look at his general body of work. You discover that he's looking at this kind of, or this is what he always wants when he's trying to build a club, because the sporting directors, they're in charge of building clubs. So when you look at all these things, now you see, okay, this is quite good. I can also, I can contact this person. Now you also do your diligence on trying to look for players with certain similar profile. When you look for certain profile, or you start also looking at the market and seeing players with similar profile, the next thing now you do is when you start going to that team, watching them. Let's say if they're a local club, I'm just giving an example. When you're watching them doing training session, doing this, you're analyzing them. Also, who is playing well, who is not playing well. You have an insight to what the sporting director wants at that club. So the next thing is when you are meeting the coaches or everyone, if you see there's a right back who is not playing well or a left back who is not playing well, and you contact him and the moment you see coach, when you have been building relationship to a certain level, this where you can start approaching him and say, oh, by the way, I have there's something. This is when you have been speaking to the coach already for some time. Say, by the way, there's something I want to tell you. I've looked at your body of work for the past 2 seasons, this club and this. I've looked for it. I've discovered that you like this kind of players, and I discovered that you like this kind of right back, this kind of left back, this kind of midfielders, whatsoever it may be. Okay, this is just check on this and let me know. I have a player with a similar profile that you people always want. Just check on this and let me know. Because you have been communicating and he has your trust slightly. And also you have been doing your background work without them knowing. If you have done your, if you have, and you see that this player you want to bring is a level maybe above them, or the right back who is playing, there, when they go and see, they discover that this guy can help the team, they are going to approach you to say, okay, what is the price of that player? Can he come for trials? Can he do this? But all this happened because you have put in some effort that people don't see. The effort that you put in is that you first started targeting the sporting director who is at the club. You did your work on that sporting director and discovered that these are the kind of players they want. If they want a midfielder, it's a midfielder that has played more ball position. If they want a winger, for example, it's a winger that has pace and putting crosses. Then when you went also to the training session, trying to build a relationship with them, when you are building the relationship, because it's a process, the next thing also you were trying to target players also and contacting the players that, okay, I have something on the pipeline. Do you just give me some moment, I can bring you to this club. So this is how you mix, when you merge, you remove all this package. I mean, you try to build this package, and when you present it, the coach and or the coach or the sporting director, when they sign this player, they look, they say, I like the way this guy work. I would like him to bring us maybe a goalkeeper. So this is how you build trust, because all those people, the same thing you want, those people want. Those people at the club, they just want good players to win game. You as an agent, you also want good players to be able to sign to you so that you can present them to clubs. As good players also want good agents to take them to elite level. So all these packages, all this package is, everyone is looking for a good player, everyone is looking for a good agent, everyone is looking for a good club. So that is how it works. So it's actually something that you have to know how to handle the system, not just by just contacting someone and say, hey, hello, I am this agent and I have this good player for you, without building any relationship. It's, no one is ever going to reply. Even on my Instagram, because I have a lot of followers on Instagram, I receive thousands of messages. I can't reply to all those messages, but if someone if someone will contact me and write me and say, hi Brian, I see you have been posting about training exercises for so long. Oh my God, this is quite refreshing to see someone helping people. When did you start, and how did you fall in love with this game? Did you play before? What? So just something that you show that you are interested in digging deep about me before even yourself. I am going to give you, of course, more of my time, because you're asking me message that will provoke a response. So that's just how it goes in natural life and building network. So all these things I had to learn them, because also I had to learn to meet people to build network. I don't blame you guys for this, because when you start, you have to start from somewhere. When I also started, I was trying to contact people the same way, but then when I started learning that no, to approach someone, you have to learn how to build network, which is a skill in itself, and learn how to talk to people. Because when you just send a certain message, people don't reply, because people are just busy with a lot of things these days. So I guess that's what we'll be doing today. And yes, I think, do I have something to do actually? Do I have something to do that I have to check? Let's see, just hold on. Let's see what I had a program today. Guys, just give me 1 minute. I have to check my timetable to see. I hope I'm not missing something here. Guys, one moment. Let's see. Oh, my time. I just have to check my timetable to see. Let's see. Okay, so good. I'm still having some few minutes to go to the place. Okay. So yes. Okay, but yes, let's go back to what I had to help you guys for. Let's see. Let me go back to the points. Understanding club structure, yes, we're there. Okay, the next thing is this is when you're understanding legal knowledge and bonuses. Understand legal knowledge is a bonus. So if you understand the knowledge, of course, you when you are an agent, you have to keep reading the book of FIFA, the FIFA study material, so that you can always know what to do. Let's take, for example, if I'm walking to a deal, I already know that, okay, the percentage is 3% to represent an individual. All those things has to be automatism for you, that you have to keep knowing all those deals. Now what FIFA is saying and what are the news, rules, and regulation. If you keep yourself updated and you keep posting online, people are also going to see you that this guy actually know what he's doing. So those are one of the things that I would say it's quite exciting that you keep doing. Let's see. As I said, of course, agents in legal experts are respected in negotiations, of course, because they think they know much better, and they're going to, when some things are difficult, you're going to come out on top. So the next thing is sponsorship and endorsement deal. Agent also connects players with sponsors. That's quite important. Most people don't talk about the sponsorship deals because they don't see it. But when you have a good agent, he can also, because he has been working already with other agents, signing maybe Nike's or Adidas deals or whatsoever, it's easy for that agent to talk to someone and say, okay, I have a top talent prospect that Puma is about to get him, Nike is about to get him, or whatsoever. Due to his connection, he can bring you to sign for an Adidas or whatsoever. So that is how the elite agents uh, also bring players to sponsorship deals. But what I would say, you as an upcoming agent, don't worry, build your own part, because the more you stick, there's one thing in life that I really noticed. The more you stick to what you are doing and believe in yourself, just walk your way. You are going to get there no matter what everybody say. Believe me in this. When I started an Instagram channel, I'll start by that. Many people told me that it's so hard to build a channel. I just kept posting. Yeah. Well, I kept posting, but I would not really say I really believed in myself that time, but I kept posting, and when it took off, it just took off. And now, even if I have 0 followers on Instagram, because that it's already up here that I can do what I did already. So the mentality is already strong there that I can build an Instagram channel. So there's nothing that can destroy it up here when you already have it up here. So and that only comes from consistency. If I had posted for the first 1 month and nothing happened and I stopped, I would have never had a lot of those people. Again, on my LinkedIn, this was an example. This one even made me more stronger, because on LinkedIn, when I kept posting, it was just so hard to break. I was saying that maybe this LinkedIn thing is just too hard. Maybe I could just do it just on Instagram. And now I remember posting for some. I just said no. Let's post consecutive for 3 times a day. Just one topic. Just picking one niche, posting regularly a day for maybe a month, and let's say 3 times a day consistently just for a month. And when the arrived month, I said, okay, let me do for another month and see. And then the other month, let me say in 2 months, my post started getting a lot of attraction. People talking to me, we're happy with your post, we're happy we're right. Yes, and now it is growing. Now it's at the part of growing. It has already given me that belief that I can grow on this place, up to the extent that I'm now putting a target that I have to get to there, which means on my brain I already know that, okay, I can do it here also. So this coming back to you, when you are doing everything in life is consistency. When you are starting as an agent, trust me, you're going to contact people that are not going to respond in the first time. If you contact someone, a sporting director in Croatia, he doesn't respond, contact another one in Croatia, contact another one is going to respond, and from there you can start working with that crop. This is how they go. Consistency is the key. Even the way I tell you, that's the same thing I tell myself, that consistency is the key for this thing. Same like this, my YouTube channel. I have 15,000. I think if I'm having 15,000 followers now, but most of the 15,000 followers came from YouTube Shorts, because I do a lot of YouTube Shorts. And I said, I'm going to change that to do it on YouTube videos, long videos, whether who likes it or not. And I just say, if I stay consistent, it's going to go, because why? If I'm consistent and I'm giving value, that's all. I have to be consistent and helping you guys, that's all. To see someone. What I mean helping you guys is try to bring someone to a football club and also give you guys ideas on how to play football, because I've been in the industry for long. Nothing is going to, as long as you provide value and with your true heart and you're helping people, nothing is going to change. I mean, nothing is going to happen. You're always going to grow if you stay consistent. If I do this and come back and don't do this, maybe if I don't post, maybe I post my next video in 1 month time, I am not going to grow. I'm not going to keep helping you guys because no one knows me, because I'm not consistent. It's the same like football. So those training people who train regularly are better players. Same like book work. People who read regularly and do things, they are better, they have better knowledge also in passing the exam. Everything in life is consistent. The more you do, it becomes a repetition, and from repetition, it becomes a habit. So that is what I'll tell you guys, that as an agent or as an agent, if you are starting to contact people and they don't respond, stick to it and just keep grinding. They will respond. Knock on the door until it opens. Yes, go to watch games, interact with all those things. It's going to happen eventually. There is no magic to that, because when you're doing that, you're getting better. The next time you knock on someone door, you're not knocking from square zero. What I mean, knock by someone door, the next time you call a sporting director, you're not calling us. You're now having experience how to talk. If the person rejects, you're not that down to us, because you know that this is part and parcel of the business. I will get another call. There are millions of sporting directors. You have called. How many have you called? You have called just two, and you're doing what? So keep talking, keep doing it, and it's going to happen. So the next thing I will say is, let's round up here, please. From sponsorship, there's staying persistent in the industry. I already spoke about that. Many doors will close before one opens. That's it. That's just what I just discussed. Yeah, continuous effort build long-term relationship. And number 17, that was leveraging former players and coaches. It had okay that former players also can help you try to, if you are connected with them. But I won't say anything. If you are starting, start and just focus on yourself. Keep going, for you will go. If there's anything I'm to leave you with this video, I'll say start from somewhere and stay focused. That's it. You're going to grow. No one should be able to tell you that you cannot grow. You cannot be an elite agent. Even myself, I'm saying that to myself. Even I myself, I tell you that you will not be an elite agent. Say I'm wrong, because it depends on you how you want it. Then you can grow. So that's it. And a few last ones are providing. This one also is important. Providing value before asking for favor. So anybody in life wants you to provide value for them. So if you ask favor, no one is going to ever respond. So before you want to go into any relationship and networking thing, what do you think the person, what can you always offer? Always try to analyze that on the table. Basically say, what can I offer these people? Is it help in a way, or is it so provide value? For young kids, I'll give an example, because someone will ask me that if I'm going to scout a player, a 16 years old, what value can I provide to that player if I'm just as an agent? The value you can provide to that player is when you're when you're getting used to that player, when you're appreciating him and say, okay, good, I like your playing style. If you did this more, if you do this more, you'll be great. Yes, but I see you have effort. You're doing a lot of effort, and that's nice. You're not going to be long here. You're going to move to the next level. That value you're providing him is you're building his mental strength and encouraging him. That's already value. Invest in him. That's the value. Value doesn't just mean that you are maybe giving someone gift or whatsoever. That's a value you're also providing to a young player. So each time before you even meet a young player's parent, you must have been providing value to him by guiding him, helping him, trying to make him grow at certain level. Then that's going to help. That's already value you're providing. So most of the time I'll say provide value. It's very important when you're entering into a relationship to negotiation, and because the more you need, as everyone needs value to be provided, a sporting director needs someone to just walk into his door and say, here's the next Ronaldo, you can sign him. It will be easy for him. Even the sporting director is looking for the next Ronaldo, but he cannot find. So you have to also earn his trust. Same like the players also that you want to also look for. they want to earn your trust as well. They want to earn your trust, and you also have to earn their trust. Because if a player is very good, no player wants you to, no player wants to work with a shit agent. So when you're coming, the player, as much as you're talking to the player, providing value, the player also is trying to read, is this red flag? Is this a good agent? Is this not a good agent? Or all those things. When he sees that you're focused and doing things in a professional manner, and he goes and check your and score that this guy is actually into this, he's going to start also coming a little bit. So that's quite important. So guys, I've been speaking for 1 hour. I wanted to do this video for 1 hour today. My first video doing it for 1 hour. Normally I always speak at 12. I always speak 12 around 12 10 11 in the night. Not 12, 12 is too far. Let's say 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. So I would like to leave you guys now, and let's see how we meet again next time. With time, you guys are going to be more here, and we're going to see how we can build this and talk more for me helping you guys. So cheers. Today was my first live video doing on phone. I don't know how it's going to look like, but probably I like my image even here more on phone because the camera is quite clean, and I'm enjoying just sitting in front of you talking. Yeah, look like a handsome guy, but I don't know. Anyways, cheers. Talk to you and see you in a bit. Cheers.